Millionaire CEO gets into his car and hears a 7-year-old black girl telling him to shut up. He could never have imagined why. Shut up and don't say a word. The high-pitched voice cut through the silence of the New York parking garage like a knife. Jonathan Carter, CEO of Carter Technologies, froze with the key in his hand, still outside his black Cadillac Escalade. The order had come from inside the car itself. His eyes adjusted to the dim interior, and he saw a black girl of about 7 huddled in the back seat, her eyes wide with fear. "They're listening," she whispered, pointing discreetly to the corporate tower behind him. "Your partner and his blonde wife. They said you'd be here now." Jonathan, 52, had never imagined his life would change because of a street child. He had built Carter Technologies from scratch, growing it into a $200 million tech empire. For 15 years, he had trusted his partner Mark Wilson completely, and for a decade, his executive assistant Diana Collins. "How did you get into my car?" he asked quietly, sliding into the driver's seat. "The janitor left it unlocked. I hid because I saw them talking about you upstairs." Her small eyes sparkled with intelligence despite her ragged clothes. "They said tomorrow you won't own anything anymore." Jonathan's blood ran cold. Tomorrow was the meeting with Japanese investors for a $400 million merger, meticulously arranged by Mark and Diana. "What else did you hear?" "That you're stupid and will sign papers without reading them." The blonde woman laughed and said the day after tomorrow, you'll be jobless. "They said worse things too, but my grandma told me kids shouldn't repeat bad words." Jonathan felt anger, but also pride. This child had risked herself to warn him. "What's your name?" "Jasmine. And yours is Jonathan Carter." They kept saying it. She hesitated. "Are you going to call the cops on me now?" For the first time in weeks, Jonathan smiled genuinely. "No, Jasmine. You may have just saved everything I've built." Through the rearview mirror, he saw the office lights shutting down. Mark and Diana were likely on their way down, certain that tomorrow Jonathan would be finished. What they didn't know was that he had just found the most unlikely ally possible. As Jonathan drove through Manhattan's quiet streets, his mind raced. Jasmine's words were like puzzle pieces finally clicking. "Did they say anything else?" The blonde lady said, "You trust us like a little dog. Tomorrow that dog will learn who bites who." Jonathan flinched. 15 years of partnership, 10 years of trust, yet they saw him as nothing but a pet. "Where do you live, Jasmine?" "Nowhere special. Sometimes at a shelter, sometimes on the street." She shrugged. "Why warn me? You don't even know me." Her eyes flashed with wisdom. "Because I know what it's like when people treat you like you're invisible. They were talking about you like you're stupid, like you're nothing. My grandma said, when you see someone getting stepped on, you help. Next time, it could be you." Jonathan stayed still at a green light, humbled by her words. 20 minutes later, they sat in a Brooklyn diner. Jasmine devoured a hamburger while Jonathan pretended to sip coffee. His phone buzzed. "Mark, ready for tomorrow, buddy? The Japanese will love our proposal. You'll retire rich." Jonathan showed Jasmine, who smirked. "He's lying to your face." Another message. "Diana, final contracts are perfect. Just sign where I tell you, like always." Jonathan's stomach churned. She had been his confidant for 10 years. She knew his passwords, accounts, fears. Now she was plotting his downfall. "They know everything," he admitted. "Bank accounts, documents, everything." "Then you must know their secrets too, right?" Jasmine said. Jonathan froze. She was right. He knew about Mark's secret meetings with competitors, Diana's irregular bonuses, overheard conversations. "You're sharp, Jasmine. My grandma always said when you have nothing, you learn to notice everything." Hope and determination filled Jonathan again. His phone rang. "Mark. Jonathan, glad you're resting. Tomorrow's a big day. Just sign where Diana tells you. Everything's perfect." Jonathan answered cheerfully. "Can't wait, Mark. It'll be great." After hanging up, Jasmine whispered, "You're planning something. I can see it in your eyes." She was right. Tomorrow, Mark and Diana's arrogance would be their undoing. The next morning, Jonathan prepared. Jasmine slept on his couch. He called a trusted private investigator, Gabriel Torres, a former cop fired due to budget cuts by Mark and Diana last year. By noon, Gabriel sat in Jonathan's kitchen reviewing evidence. Transfers, fake contracts, shell companies. Over $5 million siphoned away. "The Japanese merger isn't about growth," Gabriel said. "It's money laundering. They need your signature to clean everything." Jonathan's fury hardened. It wasn't just betrayal, it was crime. That afternoon, the plan was set. At 2 p.m., Jonathan entered the Carter Technologies boardroom. Mark greeted him warmly. Diana handed him contracts with yellow post-its. "Trust me, boss. Just sign," Diana said sweetly. Jonathan smiled calmly. "Before that, let me show you something." Gabriel walked in with a box of files and 2 FBI agents. Jonathan connected his laptop to the projector. Screens lit up with records. $5.3 million stolen. 17 shell companies. Mark's face reddened. "Where did you get this?" "Do you think I built a $200 million company without protecting myself?" Jonathan replied. Gabriel handed envelopes to the FBI. Recordings, testimonies, documents. The evidence was irrefutable. Then the door opened. Jasmine entered with a social worker. "Hi, Mr. Mark," she said sweetly. "Remember me? I was hiding under your desk last night when you said you'd steal Mr. Jonathan's company. ... Diana panicked. "You're believing a street kid over us?" Gabriel pressed play. Diana's voice filled the room. "Jonathan is a sentimental idiot. He'll lose everything." Then Mark's voice. 15 years pretending to be his friend. It'll be worth it when he loses it all." The FBI arrested them on the spot. As they were led away, Mark shouted, "I'll destroy you!" Jonathan adjusted his tie. "You already tried. I'm just better at it than you." 6 months later, Jonathan's company thrived. Mark was sentenced to 12 years, Diana to 8. Their assets seized, victims compensated. And Jasmine? She now wore a neat school uniform, excelling in her new life. One evening, Jonathan revealed documents proving Jasmine's grandmother, Josephine Carter, was his cousin. Jasmine was family. He adopted her legally. 5 years later, Carter Technologies ranked among the top 100 U.S. tech firms. Jasmine, now 12, led a scholarship program for vulnerable kids. At a gala dinner, she said, "Do you know my best day ever? The day I got into your car. Because that day, I didn't just save your company, I saved our family." Jonathan smiled, proud of his daughter. Mark and Diana had tried to steal everything. Instead, they gave him the greatest gift, a daughter, a purpose, and proof that true revenge isn't destroying enemies. It's building something greater than they could ever imagine.